3, 2, 1, go!
Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, it is KingNido here and we are kicking off round 8 with a huge matchup. It's 9th facing 10th. Whoever wins this matchup though will move all the way up into the Elite 4 because that is how close the leaderboard is, and the Pheromones are starting out with Starmie and Espeon, Omastar and Aurora starting out for the Pewter Stones, and Aurora's with that snow warning will cause it to start hailing on the field as Starmie prepares for a wish. But this is a huge round, and after this we will almost be halfway through the 2022 PokeType League season, as the Bolt Beak from Espeon is super effective on Omastar, and Omastar with that weak armor will have its defense lowered. It will get that really good speed boost, so it could potentially be the quickest Pokemon on the field now, and it immediately sets up an electric terrain. I'm sure it's grateful that that terrain wasn't set up before it was hit with that Bolt Beak. You have to think it would have finished it off surely then. So electric current does run across the field, and Aurora's with the triple axle on the Espeon. It's got 2 hits, it's got 3 hits, and that is fantastic. Espeon barely holding on after that, as that hail sadly does damage to Aurora's own teammate Omastar, but also does damage to Starmie and Espeon. But again, whoever wins this matchup should move up into the Elite Four, as that Sacred Sword from Omastar, who is now the quickest on the field, eliminates Espeon with that move. The evolution taking out that Flower Shield will fail by Starmie. Aurora's with the Dragon Claw onto the Water Psychic type. Nice hit there, as that hail continues to fall, doing damage to Omastar and Starmie. Now both these sides have a 4-3 record, as Starmie's wish has come true and is restored back to full strength, and we have Mr. Rime coming out onto the field. Is immediately hit with a Drill Peck from the Cantonian Fossil, as Starmie vanishes instantly from the field. It's setting up for the Phantom Force, as Mr. Rime goes for the Stomp there on Aurora's. Not very effective on the Ice Rock type, who tries for the Poison Jab, but Starmie is able to avoid that, but it will not be able to avoid the Hail. So wherever it's vanished, it still takes damage from the Hail, as that Skitter Smack will be super effective on Mr. Rime from Omastar. It also lowers its special attack stat there. Starmie though with that Phantom Force now onto Aurora. So Aurora's taking these hits so well, as Mr. Rime begins to absorb some power, setting up for the Geomancer. It's going to look to boost its special attack stats in the next turn. Aurora's with the Rock Blast, a multi-hit move now onto Starmie. It's got 2, it's got 3 hits, it's got 4 hits. It's going to try to get all 5, but only gets the 4. Omastar finally being taken out by its own teammates' Hail now. So it is a 5 versus 5 battle. Starmie also taking damage from that. Mr. Rime doesn't, however, because it is part Ice type, as we have Colossal coming out onto the field, but that Mach Punch from Starmie super effective on Aurora. Mr. Rime is able to finish off that Geomancy as well. So Mr. Rime does get the boost to its special stats, both the special attack and special defense get a really great boost, as well as that speed. So surely that massive speed advantage on the side of the Pheromones. That tail though from Aurora lowers the defense stats of both Pheromone Pokemon, Mr. Rime and Starmie, as Colossal now with the Dual Chop onto Starmie. It hit the first time, but that second hit, more importantly, gets the elimination, puts the Pewter Stones back in front now, as that hail finally stops over the field. The electricity disappears from the battlefield as well, and out for the Pheromones is Bronzong, who's been having a great season so far. Mr. Rime with the Future Sight targeting Colossal. We'll see that Force on attack soon, but before that, Aurora's with the Foul Play onto Mr. Rime gets the super effective elimination. The Pewter Stones are starting to build some fantastic momentum. 3 eliminations now. That Mist Ball from Bronzong onto Colossal there. Colossal takes that hit and goes with the Stockpile. It will stockpile 1 here, giving itself a defense boost as well. Gets that special defense boost along with it. An Exeggutor coming out now for the Pheromones, and that Facade immediately connects onto Exeggutor. I almost said Facade. Exeggutor though responds with the Scold onto Aurora, and Aurora is eliminated with that super effective move. So the Pheromones are trying to do everything they can to keep themselves in this matchup. At Bronzong with the Seismic Toss onto Colossal. So that Seismic Toss on a Seismic Pokemon, and Colossal with a Scold of its own onto Exeggutor, trying to tell Exeggutor how you like it, but it's not very effective on the Grass type. And we have Caracosta coming out, and Exeggutor goes with a Seismic Toss of its own onto Colossal. Colossal taking 2 Seismic Tosses in a row from both Psychic type Pokemon. It must be getting frustrated, but that is the Stuffed Cheeks from Bronzong. Will give itself a sharp defense boost. Caracosta going for the Eerie spell now onto the Psychic Grass type. It is not very effective, however. It will lower its attacks by 3 PP. And now Colossal takes the Future Sight. It needs to hold on, but it is unable to. So the Pheromones have leveled it now. It is a 3 versus 3 battle with that elimination. And Barbaracle comes out and immediately sets up for a Wish. We saw it work successfully for Starmie earlier. See if Barbaracle has as much luck. Big Exeggutor with a stab. Psychic Fangs onto Barbaracle. Really good hit there. And Bronzong sets up the grassy terrain. This is fantastic because if Exeggutor goes for a grass type move, not only will it get the stab boost, it will have the grass over the field and the quad weakness of the Pewter Stones as the revenge from Caracosta onto Bronzong. Won't do a great deal of damage. And there is that grassy terrain restoring health to both Barbaracle and Exeggutor as they have taken damage so far. Barbaracle though goes for the Leaf Blade onto Exeggutor. Not very effective, but not a bad hit either. Exeggutor responds with the Gunk Shot though. This won't be very effective either, but also gets an okay hit from that. You have to think that's credited to that critical hit as that Encore fails from Bronzong, and Caracosta with the attack order onto Bronzong. That Steel typing preventing it from being super effective, but if it had gone for Exeggutor, you got to think it would have gotten a huge elimination there as that Wish comes true for Barbaracle, and then that grassy terrain gets it back to full strength. Exeggutor gets its health restored as well, and Barbaracle continuing with the grass type moves goes for the Leaf Storm onto Bronzong. They're trying to chip away at the Steel type here. See if they have much luck, those Steel types with those huge resistances. Exeggutor with the Psy Strike, the wrong type of same type attack bonus, but still a fantastic hit there onto Barbaracle. Bronzong follows it up with the Smog onto Caracosta, which is not very effective. And Caracosta is going to go for the Brick Break now onto Bronzong, as Barbaracle is going to have more health restored, as will Exeggutor. And now Caracosta, having taken damage, will have its health restored as well. The reason Bronzong isn't is because it has that Levitate ability, so it will be immune to ground type moves. That Burn Up fails from Barbaracle, and Exeggutor with the Brave Bird. It's going to get recoil damage from this, but it goes for Barbaracle with that move. It's not very effective due to that rock typing, and there is that recoil damage. But Bronzong now with the Bolt Strike onto Barbaracle gets the elimination, and the Pheromones have taken the lead now in this matchup. Barbaracle taken out a good hit there by Bronzong, as it does take damage from a Whirlpool performed by Caracosta, and it will be trapped in that Vortex. Look for it to take continuous damage there, and here it is. Bronzong taking damage from the Whirlpool. It is a matter of time until it will be eliminated by it, but Archeops now is going to go for the Crunch onto Exeggutor, and that is a huge hit. Exeggutor is eliminated by that super effective move. The Pewter Stones have leveled the playing field, and Bronzong with the Jaw Lock onto Archeops. We have 2 Unovian fossil Pokemon on the field, and Caracosta with the Assurance onto Bronzong gets the elimination. It does not wait for the Whirlpool. It goes for that super effective move and puts the Pewter Stones in front as the grass does disappear from the battlefield. The Pheromones there send out their last Pokemon, and it is Alakazam, who immediately goes for a head charge on the flying fossil. Archeops taking damage there, and Alakazam takes recoil damage after that not very effective move. Archeops is going to respond with a super effective bite though. Fantastic hit there on the Psychic type Pokemon, and Caracosta follows it up with a Minimize, so it's going to boost its evasiveness here. This could actually be really beneficial. If you can't hit the Pokemon, you can't eliminate it. Alakazam with the Scary Face will lower the speed there of Archeops. Alakazam though already has the speed advantage on the field, and Archeops responds with the block, reminding Alakazam that it will not be escaping from this matchup. And now Caracosta with the low kick on Alakazam, not very effective. Alakazam responds with a Leaf Blade onto Archeops, but Archeops is able to hold on, and it fails with the Swallow, but Caracosta will not fail with that Rock Throw. It gets the elimination, and Alakazam is taken out, and the Pewter Stones have won this matchup. A very back and forth, highly contested matchup against the Pheromones, and this will move them up into 4th place. They are now in the Elite Four, and their next matchup will be huge. They will be facing the Heart Home Haunts, who are in 2nd place at the moment. whereas the Pharaoh Mines will be facing the 3rd place Pony Canyon Fissure next round, but our next matchup will be the Sir Chester Frost facing the Humalao Cascade. I cannot wait for that, as both these sides, 11th and 12th, so many close matchups at the moment, are trying to get into the Masters 8. But until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.